Okay, so before we continue on with the computer program that I'm trying to develop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 5 minutes to sit back and have a look at my entire planning process. So I'm going to look at my sheet in which I plan, which I obtain all the details as much as I can about how this program is going to work. Working with my teacher, my clients, my project manager, whoever, okay, and try to get a better understanding of what they want the computer to do for them, okay. And the more you can understand it, the better off you are. Okay, so when I'm done that, then I'm going to take my I'm going to go to Photoshop, or I'm going to go to my UML, Unified Modeling Language. I'm going to have a look at how I laid out my classes, and within each class I'm going to check out how I named them, how I named the methods and behaviors and fields, the methods and behaviors down here, okay, and the fields and properties and whatnot. And then I'm going to flick back and forth between the program that I'm planning, all right, and my UML diagrams. And what I actually what I might even do is I might actually go to my objects and have a couple of sample objects. I might even draw it out, and then describe the objects, what fields they might have, okay, and for each object what functionality, behavior, or methods that they might have as well. I'm going to flick between these three documents, my planning, okay, my UML, and what the objects are, and to see how everything works together and to understand it. Very extremely important, and I guarantee you, from my own personal experience, every time I cut corners on planning, I pay for it like at least double. So planning is a good thing. Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to talk about what a constructor is, why they're used, and how they're used in Java, and then we're going to talk about what a deconstructor is and why that's used. So in talking about constructors, I'm going to give you an example, and then we're going to do some hands-on and create a constructor in Java, and then I'm going to end off with constructors using another example. Okay, so let's start with an example. Okay, so what you see in front of you is it's a pencil. It's a pencil object that I've just instantiated. So very simply, here I have no pencil object, and without a pencil object, I can't use the functions and behaviors and methods that are associated with the pencil. Now, boom, I created a pencil object, so now that it exists, I can use the methods and behaviors that it provides to me. Probably the most obvious method or behavior is the ability to write. Okay. Okay, and also the ability to erase. Okay. So write and erase are two of the very obvious pencil behaviors and methods that are associated with this object. So how do we describe this object? What are the properties or fields that we use to describe it? Well, one of them could be, is it type? What kind of pencil is it? Is it HB? Is it bold? Is it, what type of pencil is it? So that's an obvious one. And the length, of course, make, who made it? Eraser. Does it have an eraser or not? Okay, so here's my pencil object, and now just a little test. So pick up a pencil. Pick up a wooden pencil, and what I want you to do is think about what are the two things that you check when you pick up a pencil. What are the two things that you do when you pick up a pencil? You notice that doing and checking, they're verbs. Okay, the two things that you might do that are very common is you might check if it's sharp, and if it is not sharp, you will go sharpen it, and you might check if it has an eraser. Okay, so as soon as the pencil object is created or instantiated, you automatically do those two things. Those two, check if it's sharp and check if it has an eraser. Okay, so in effect, when you create a pencil object, you could have a constructor method that includes algorithms to check if the pencil is sharp and it has an eraser. Okay, and every time you create a pencil object, all right, you run that algorithm. You check if it's sharp and check it if it has an eraser. Wrong one. Okay. So let's see what a constructor looks like in Java. So I'm going to keep things simple. Now here I have I'm creating a new object called G1 from the account class. Pretty basic. So when I create the object G1, I want it to run the algorithm in the constructor method that is part of this account class. Okay, so I'm going to go to my account class. I'm going to create my constructor right here. So I'm going to call this one constructor. All right, and I'm going to go public ACNT, the name of the class, bracket. And my constructor is going to be very simple. I'm just going to go system out print line constructor from within ACNT class, and that's all I'm going to do. All right. So here's my constructor. This is a constructor because it is the same. It has the same function. The function, method, or behavior name is the same as the class, the same as the file. Okay. Constructors are always public methods, and this simple algorithm, the algorithm is just to print something out, is it's what is going to be run every time I create an object based on the account class. All right. So here's the object created from the account class. Okay, ignore this because this is what I just did just before. So I'm going to run it. And if you look at the constructor from within the account class. Okay, so because this shows up in my console, that means when I created this object based on account class, okay, this this constructor ran the algorithm that I told it to do. Okay, so there you have it. That's in a nutshell what a constructor looks like in Java.